Hello and welcome to a special edition to the B&B Mini Spotlight here on my network, JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr., of course. I have my co-hosts, you know them, Tami and Amanda. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
I'm opening up the chat room, so if you guys want to say anything, you can. And say hello and join us. The water is fine. Come on in. All right. I met her 2 years ago because we're both in a book that our friend Sean Kanan wrote. I'm on page 1, and she is here on page 25. There she is. We're looking good. I got to meet her, and she was wonderful. We had a great conversation about entrepreneurship because she is a business owner also and does business. But you know her, of course, from her iconic role as Sheila Carter et al., because all these different last names. And she is soap royalty. I mean, just no other word to even describe it. Let's help welcome Kimberlin Brown. Hi, Kimberlin.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Well, royalty, that's a big word. That's a big word.
So here's so funny. So Kimberlin, so I met you a couple of years ago at the opening signing, and you were very sweet.
Right.
And it's funny because I mean, I'm a grown-up and I'm a professional in the business and everything. But I was so pleasantly surprised when I met you. You were really funny. And we had a great conversation about small businesses. You know, I'm a small business owner. You're a business owner also. And I was like, I agree with everything she's saying. I like everything. Like, I know you're not Sheila. I mean, I know you're not. I know you're not. But I was pleasantly surprised. So is that something you deal with a lot of times? People they're just like, wow, you're Kimberlin.
Well, you know, the majority of people, they know me as Sheila. So when they see me out in public, I think that that's the persona that they're expecting. And I have to always remind people, no, that's why they call it acting. So, you know, if I were the Sheila walking around the streets of America, I'd be behind bars for sure. So thankfully for daytime, I can you know, pay my dues in a couple of seasons and come back. So yeah, no, I get it from time to time, but it's very easy to remind people that, you know, that's a character that I'm playing once they see me in person.
When someone says to you, like, you're daytime royalty or soap royalty, I mean, we were saying on our other show the earlier day, there are very few villains that transcend the genre. And we feel Sheila is one of them. How does that hit you as an actor? How's that feel?
I never looked at myself as royalty. I've never looked at myself as being special in this industry or any other, really. I just do what I love, and I hope that I do it well. So that's why when you said, you know, iconic, you know, royalty, soap royalty, I just don't look at myself that way. I've been blessed. I've been, you know, honored to be given this role to play. And luckily I've been able to keep her interesting all these years. And given what Bill Bell gave me to work with and Ed Scott and all the rest, it's just been remarkable because I was told from day one, I can do no wrong. Your character can do no wrong. Don't put limits on her. It's okay if she's, you know, smiling to your face 1 minute and then smacking you over the head with a baseball bat the next. Very Kathy Bates in Misery is kind of what they told me, where, you know, she just wants to be loved, and you go ahead and do what you need to do to make that real. So I did. But that whole royalty thing that you talk about, I thank you, because I don't call myself that. So it's nice to hear. Thank you.
Tami, you had a question, I think, similar.
Well, I was just thinking, I mean, to your point, Kimberlin, about using the word royalty. I mean, in daytime, I think that translates to a character, and we were speaking about this earlier, a character that has really made an very strong imprint on the audience. And you know, Sheila, for 30 years. And it's an indelible imprint that you've made.
Thank you.
The love to hate relationship is a very delicate tight wire. As an actor, it's a very delicate tight wire to walk. And we were saying, there's no way you could have predicted 30 years later, where you would be as an actor playing Sheila Carter, where the character Sheila Carter would be in the minds and hearts of audiences. How does that feel for you?
It feels great. It really does. I mean, but quite honestly, for all the fans that are watching right now, I wouldn't be sitting where I am today if it weren't for all of you. You have propelled Sheila to where she's at today. I may have been playing the part, but you all accepted the way I play her and that tightrope that you're talking about. Because in my mind, to justify the things that Sheila has done all these years, she's only done it because she's always been trying to obtain love. And just think of when she almost had it with Eric, but Stephanie wouldn't let her have it. You'll never be a part of this family. You'll never this, that, and there. And for what? Just because I wanted him when you didn't? I mean, it's just this, and the same with Lauren and Scott. Okay, well, they didn't want him until I wanted him. So it's just one of those, yeah, it's one of those things where they never gave me a chance to be happy and never gave me a chance for love. So I do walk that line, that tightrope that you talk about, because I need to always make my character real in what she's doing at that moment. And when I can make her real in what she's doing at that moment, with the background of she just wants love, she just wants happiness, then it becomes real for my fans. And it's been an amazing journey. I never thought a 3-month gig would turn into over 30 years.
I mean, you were on another show. I mean, like, you literally were on another show. I mean, it's a Bill show, but like, you were on another show to do some work.
Sheila was introduced on Young and the Restless. And, 3 years later, I got that call from Bill saying, I don't want to kill the character off, but I'd have to get rid of her for a while. How about I take her to Los Angeles? And I said, works for me. Great. There are two kinds of work for actors. That's work and no work. So I said, yes, I'd love to do that. And it was a huge rating boost for the show at the time. He ended up having the #1 and 2 shows in all of daytime in a 2-week time span, from myself and Lauren, and Tracy Bregman crossing over. So
yes,
yeah, that makes me feel really good to think that you can have a storyline that's so powerful that people are willing to follow you to another show, still playing the same character. I think it was brilliant on Bill Bell's part to come up with that idea.
Kimberlin, it was must-see television. Seriously, back when you had to tape it, I had my VCR. Had to tape it. My best friend Nick and I would run home from work to watch this. It was watch both shows, and then watch this, and then watch it, and then Lauren's back over here, and then Lauren's over here. And it was such a woo, and it was hot stuff. It was hot stuff. Amanda, do you have a question?
I was actually gonna ask you, how was the transition going from one to the other, back and forth? Was that hard for you, or was it just an easy transition back and forth?
A pretty easy transition, because I'm still playing the same character. It was a new group of people, but it was still Sheila. So if anything, it was exciting for me because I had the opportunity to intertwine, Sheila's life with an entirely new group of people. And like I said, if those people would have just left me alone, there would have been no problem. Okay. All right. There would have been no shootings. There would have been no attempted drownings. There would have been no attempted kidnappings. All I'm saying is they wouldn't leave her alone.
So true.
Who is, to Kimberlin, who is Sheila? Are you a sister, cousin, evil twin? Like, what is Sheila to Kimberlin?
Well, Sheila's a friend of mine.
Success. Okay.
I understand her like nobody else does. So she's definitely a friend of mine.
You sound very
And
protective of her.
I'm very protective of my character. I am. I've created this entire backstory in my mind that makes her believable and makes people have that love to hate you so much attitude that you spoke of earlier. And then a lot of stuff on social media right now is, gosh, if they would just give her a chance, she's changed, and they feel sorry for her. And that means I'm doing my job. Right. Because, Sheila is a friend of mine and I feel sorry for her too.
I love that you say that, because when we do the recap show, Amanda is of the point, like, I know she's done bad things, but it's not, she's probably still got issues and she's dangerous. And I'm the one that's saying, you cannot give her an inch. You cannot give Sheila an inch.
Yes. That's true.
No. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Amanda, you're on her side. There you go.
Thank you, Amanda, because yes, I mean, even when she does really great things and is a better person, she's still blamed for everything else that other people have done, like Quinn getting shot. Oh, who's it? Oh, it's got to be Sheila. I mean, it's just like,
It wasn't.
No, it was not.
It was not. It was not. I mean, that's
but it's hard. I mean, think about it in real life. If you've done something terrible to somebody, that person might forgive you, but they'll never forget. And then it's up to you to prove over and over and over again that no, I'm really not that way anymore. So we'll have to see what Sheila can convince everybody of this time around.
Well, my thing is, Sheila has so many kids. I'm like, she got kids on Y&R. She got kids on Bold and Beautiful. She got kids. I'm like, when was she giving birth? I don't know when she was giving birth, but
I don't know. I'm going to change this water in for a bourbon right now, though, after that
one. It's just like Sheila got some kids going on. I
know.
I really enjoyed the Erica Lovejoy storyline. The push and pull you guys have each other. It's just like, I'm Mary, I'm not Eric. I just loved when there's a scene where she visits you in jail, and it does look like Sheila loves her children. Like she wants to be part of their lives. But now I'm listening to you right now going, maybe you're right, because people just get on their nerves. I mean, people just interfere. Like you're just trying to connect with your children, and outsiders won't let you do that.
Thank you.
Now I'm getting it.
Thank you very much. And I'm sitting here right now saying, I would like to quote that. Okay. So, I'm just saying, what mother, I mean, she didn't want to give Finn away in the first place.
Right.
She was convinced by yet another, man that she couldn't handle this and
she was pressured.
She gave away a child because she was in love with the man that she had him with. And he talked her into doing what she did. And even though she's been watching Finn from a distance all these years, it's her turn. It's her time. They had him all those years and they did a phenomenal job raising him. But I think it's Sheila's turn to actually have relationships with her kids and love them the way that she always has, but has always been manipulated in some way out of them. I mean, look at James and Mary even. I mean, he takes her away. Oh, well, and he, of all people, the psychiatrist, okay, I might have done a few things. I might have.
The wonderful Ian Cannon, yes.
I might have done a few little things, but this time around, it's exciting because the last time I left the show, remember, Sheila had turned over a new leaf.
Yes.
And things were actually getting better. They were getting better. And then, I was just gone. Well, just because I was gone doesn't mean I was gone doing horrible things. Right. Still working on myself here. Still working on myself. And what better time to come back to LA than when your son is marrying a forester? Well, just saying.
We were shocked, right, Amanda? That was a whole shocker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then when we found out the paternity, like that Jack is really connected to you, and he was, I feel like you were young, and see, Tami, it's not her fault. Okay. He was this older guy. He was influencing her. See?
So this brings up a really
I'm not sure he was older.
Right?
I think I'm older than he is, quite honestly. So, but he was, he was a doctor. He was in a position of power.
Of authority.
Exactly. And so think about it. Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, this brings up a really important topic because it also circles back to your working with Tracy Bregman.
Yeah.
Whatever people think about Sheila and Lauren, the common denominator is two extraordinarily powerful women. So clearly the role of women in television and film matters to us, to this panel. And so I would love for you to speak on, good, bad, or indifferent, Sheila's a powerful woman. And to your point, there have been times where men have manipulated Sheila and taken away the power. So it must be that sense of taking your power back. Sheila taking her power back.
I agree completely. And that's, when I showed up to see Finn, I immediately thought when I was coming back on the show that, what he had me do was something that nobody should have any woman do. And to manipulate it in such a way for me to give up my child just because he and his wife were incapable of having one together. And, pulling those strings and those heartstrings. And, it's amazing what women will do for love. And I could never even imagine giving up a child that way, but Sheila did. And I felt sorry for her once again. And I think the audience does too. I really do, because most of the times that Sheila has gotten into trouble, it has always been with very powerful people who refuse to accept her for who she is because she's not like them. And, in real life, I have friends that are incredibly powerful. I have friends that, would sell flowers on a street corner, and I love them all the same. In daytime, that's not the way it is. You're either part of the clan or you're not. And right now, Sheila baby is part of the clan because she's got a grandson that has Forrester.
That's
Forrester blood running through his veins. So it's like, that's right. I'm getting what I want in a roundabout sort of way. But it's like, what do you do to me now? What do you do to me now? Because that's my son. That's my blood in his veins. What do you do now?
And you didn't plan this. You didn't plan this.
No, God, I didn't plan this at all. No, but I have to always come up with kind of a backstory in my mind to justify, my behavior. And working with Ted is phenomenal, by the way, who plays Finn's dad. And he's a very strong actor. So it gave us some really fun stuff to play as far as me finally getting into his face.
Yes.
And saying no more. I am
intimidating.
Done with this. No, I've kept quiet all these years, and now I'm not. And that's on you. That's not on me. You go take care of your wife. You do what you need to do. That's not my problem anymore.
Yeah, you said so. You gave him a look and you said something to him, and I was like, "You better run for your life." Just shoot him. Run for your life, because you did. You finally stood up to him. You stood up to him, and it was like, the real Sheila's back, I guess. I mean,
you're going to see glimpses of her from time to time. Believe me, she's still underlying. You just don't want to press those buttons.
Well, how do you feel about heart emojis? How do you feel about heart emojis? Do you send heart emojis on your text? Do you send heart emojis? I'm like, that to me is the funniest thing on earth. Oh my God.
I started putting them on my Instagrams.
Do not respond, people. Do not respond.
Do not respond.
I do. I respond with a heart.
That's hilarious.
But it's pretty fun. Yeah, the heart emoji. That's hysterical.
And that's fun. That's just they made it so like he said he loves me. And it's like, it's a heart emoji. He said he loves me. He said he loves me. He said, like, I'm like, oh my God, it's the heart emoji. It's the heart emoji.
Well, isn't that what it means? Do you just send it to anybody you know?
I'm like that. Oh, that was to me. That was priceless.
It's true though. It's true. He could have sent a thumbs up. He could have sent an okay. Nope. He sent a heart, Tami. A heart.
Tami?
I love it.
Right here, baby. Right here, baby. He sent Mama a heart.
Yep.
That's so funny. Kimberlin, can you give a couple of shout outs, please? I'll give you their name. We just say hello. Say hello to them. Kenneth Clark.
Kenneth?
Yes.
Kenneth, what? I'm sorry.
Oh, Kenneth Clark.
Clark. Kenneth. Hey, it's Kimberlin Brown, Sheila from The Bold and the Beautiful. And I hope you're having a great day, because if you're not, I'll find you.
Okay,
I know where you're at, because everybody sitting here with me, they gave me your address.
Don't send a heart emoji. Don't send a heart emoji.
They're sending heart emojis. Don't send them in the chat room. Don't send them. They'll find you. Okay, you have another one. George Blackman.
Black Bear?
Not Blackman. Like
Did you say George?
George what?
Blackman. Okay. So, George. Hey. Kimberlin Brown here. I just wanted to give you a big old shout out. Hope you're having a great NFL Sunday. I'm getting ready to go do that myself. And gosh, I hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, I know where you live too. They all told me. Have a great day. Be true to yourself. And thanks for watching, Sheila. I appreciate it.
Love that. And one last one goes by Sheila Carter Story.
Oh.
So a special one for you.
Wow. So this is a shout out from Sheila Carter to Sheila Carter Story. Thank you. Thank you for being a big fan. Thank you for promoting Sheila, and keep up the good work.
Ooh, I love it. I got chills. I just got chills. Oh my God, everybody's like so scary. I'm like, she's good. She's an actress, folks. Okay, so Kimberlin, in your estimate of all these years, you've had different love stories. Who is the love of Sheila's life, you think? I'm trying to figure out, was it Scotty? Is it Eric? I'm trying to figure out who is the love of Sheila's life, you think?
Well, obviously she loved Scott. She loved Scott, and unfortunately it wasn't until Scott was very, very ill that he realized that Sheila, was the person that loved him more than anybody else. And I'll never forget that scene when he was laying there and Lauren was there and Sheila's character, and he looked at Sheila and said, "It's always been you all along, hasn't it?" That kind of thing. Those aren't the exact words, but right. It took him that long to see that Lauren was never there for him, like I said, once again, until Sheila wanted him. And then I think probably the best love story she ever had was with Eric, because Eric accepted her for the way she was, a nurse, and someone he brought in to work there at Forrester Creations. And once again, they were happy until Stephanie said, "No, this is never going to happen." So, John McCook, I had the longest love relationship with. And then of course, I love them all. I love them all. Got Ian Buchanan tied up in my basement, and
Lucky you.
it's a fantasy of many people, is it not? So anyway,
yes, it is.
I'm just saying,
No,
I
it
got
is.
lucky. I got lucky. He's a wonderful man as well. I adore him. So I've been very lucky to be in the relationships that I'm in. Granted, have I had an ongoing love relationship on daytime TV? No. Definitely not like, Brooke or the good girls on the show. But I have only slept with one Forrester, not all of them.
That's right. Shady Sunday. I love it. Shady Sunday. That's you. No, you did. You had Eric and that's it. You didn't go to anybody else. You didn't go to Rich.
No.
You didn't.
Eric's the only one I ever wanted. So, yeah.
That's true, though. Yeah, poor Brooke. The slut from the valley. The slut from the valley. We all love Kathy Kelly Lane. She's been on the show. We love KKL. We love her.
Oh, I love Kelly. Yeah.
She's the best. Well, we're equestrians in arms. I'm an equestrian. She is. Tracy Melcore, who played Kristen. I love her too. A friend of mine. We all like horses.
Yeah, I'm a cattle ranch girl myself.
Yes, you are too. I know you are too. So we like the horses. So we love her. Someone wants to know which one of your Lauren Sheila cat fights, and there were many. Which one is just your personal, maybe favorite in terms of shooting it, or just some kind of behind the scenes thing? Which one did you like?
I think that first big cat fight on Young and the Restless in the lab.
Yes.
One of the best cat fights we ever had. And I mean, dragging people through glass. Granted, it's breakaway glass, but you're still going through all of it. It was just a lot. And then over the counters and everything else. It was a lot of fun, And Tracy and I had some big old cat fights, big old ones that I mean, they're all just so memorable, but that was the one that I remembered the best on Young and the Restless. And then on Bold and the Beautiful, the stuff that Stephanie and I did, I absolutely loved when I was trying to drown her.
Yes.
That was just like, how many people can put their mouth over a jet and breathe? That is my thing. It's like, I'm just saying, take my tonsils out, but it was fun. It was so much fun. I loved working with Susan Flannery. I just kind of like you said earlier, working with a strong actress like that. And I really have that feeling now with Jackie as well, with Jacqueline. And if you think about it, I mean, look at the words that she's saying to Sheila today. And you could almost do an overlay of Stephanie's face because they're saying the exact same thing nearly. You will never be a part of this family. You will never get him. You will never. A lot of never, 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 nevers. And I think that's why it was so fun when I came into that wedding and got to look up at that portrait and just smile. That's right.
Oh.
Yep. You may be hanging on the wall, but I'm standing here right now.
Okay. Oh, that's right, kids.
My grandson has my blood, and that would just drive her crazy. Oh,
yes.
And the writers were really brilliant because we all expected Sheila, our first introduction to Sheila being back was going to be crashing the wedding.
Right.
When you came out of the shadows.
That was good, wasn't it? I gotta say that. When I watched that, I didn't even know it was myself. They did such a good job at really hiding it until I stepped into the light. I thought it was right. That was great.
Because it's so weird because we're thinking, okay, we know she's coming. They made the big announcement. You did some talk shows. We know big announcement. She's coming.
Right.
Where is she? Why does she have to go take a phone call? Why is he on wedding? Like, that was the weirdest thing. I was like, why is he going to the other house to take the phone call? Maybe
and then you all got to see Pam walk in too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So exactly.
We thought, is that Sheila walking with the beekeeper outfit? Is that Sheila? But it's not you. It was not you. So we're like, oh my, I guess it's dragging on. This is crazy. And
boom.
Woo.
I loved it. I loved it. She came out. She came out and she was just like, "Hi," like so sweet. She looked so pretty. You were like, "Hi, I'm your mom." Hi. I was like, "Oh my god, I love this."
Well, I'm just saying.
Like,
Just
your
saying.
mom. But what you said to him though, I actually believe Sheila. I do. When you your kind of monologue to when you're because Tanner met you entrenched in that scene because he hadn't have a lot of dialogue at first. It was more of him reacting to you. In
Right.
a way, I think that someone this is their mother, you would be tongue tied, but you're kind of you talking to him and looking at him just like it seemed real. I believed it.
Well, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, the writing, like you said, it was a great reveal. It really was. Yeah.
There was. And of course we were laughing when Sheila kept saying to Steffi, "I'm your mother-in-law, Steffi." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm part of the family." I was like, "You just twist the knife in there. I'm part of the family, bitches. That's right. I'm part of the family." That's right, Sheila. You tell them you're part of this family now. Ha 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 ha.
Nothing gonna change that. No.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyway, so we know they film in advance, like I think 4 or 5 weeks in advance or whatever. But so before the announcement, how hard is it for you not to tell people? They kept it as a secret. We had no idea until a week before, and all of a sudden they were telling anybody. For you, as how hard is it to keep it a secret?
You know, I am an incredible secret keeper. I really am. When Bill called me on the set of Young and the Restless to talk about going to Bold and the Beautiful, and I had all kinds of people in the booth around me, he said, "No one can know what we're talking about." And I said, "Okay." And that's what he said. "Well, what if Sheila goes to Los Angeles?" I said, "Mm-hmm." He said, "Well, Bold and the Beautiful is there." I said, "Mm-hmm." And he said, "Well, Kimberlin, how do you feel about Sheila going to the Bold and the Beautiful?" I said, "Uh-huh, that'd be great. Okay." I hung up the phone and, everyone in the booth, oh gosh, because he'd never called me on set before. And when he does make a phone call, sometimes it's not the best thing, it means he wants things changed and done a different way. I said, "No, it's all good. Just wanted to tell me about a couple notes here." And I kept that secret all the way until the day I aired on Bold and the Beautiful, that last air show on Young and the Restless, where, I'm on the phone calling John McCook's character, Eric, on Bold and the Beautiful, and then went to Bold and the Beautiful that following week. So I believe to keep the integrity of the stories, you really have got to honor the writers and the producers and their wishes of please, please, please just don't tell anybody. So I know that they put their heart and soul into what they do, just as I do, and I would never want to give that up. Now, I know actors and actresses that can't keep quiet, but I'm not one of those because I see how valuable that silence can be. So, secrets are very important with upcoming and leading storylines. That's for sure. So that's how I feel about it.
I was like, somebody in the chat room was like, keeps laughing.
Are they laughing? Are they?
They go, "Why did Sheila put her mom's head in the oven and say, 'Can you hear me now?'"
Oh,
From
no.
years ago.
No, I put her head in the oven and I said, "Can you help me, please?" And I said, will you just help me, Mother?" And I was putting her head in the oven and everyone thought I was trying to hurt her, but I just wanted her to check the pilot light.
Unbelievable.
She was just
Sheila
trying
Carter.
to get to listen.
The queen of rationalization.
I just wanted her to check the pilot light. That's all. I thought it would be good therapy for her since she had that stroke.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. See, there's your answer, folks. They're all laughing. That's it. Amanda,
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, please go ahead. I'll say, Amanda, your turn. Go ahead.
Tami, you're not going to agree with me, but I think that Sheila had no intentions of going there and hurting anyone. I think she truly wanted to meet Finn. She wanted to meet the baby. They are pushing her to do something that she don't want to do, Tami. They're pushing her to do it. Okay.
So listen.
Yes.
I'm all for second chances, and so is Finn.
Yeah.
That's why Sheila is luring him in, because Finn's all like a moth to a flame. To Steffi's point, you can't let her in, because once you let her in, it triggers all of this PTSD that she's got in her head.
Well, what better person to help you with PTSD than a son who's a doctor?
There you go, Tami.
Am I right, Tami?
And your nursing background was brilliant. Was it not last week, but the week before, when Sheila was in the hospital and you were controlling the heart monitor?
Yes.
Because as a nurse, you knew exactly how to work the situation. And had Sheila not been a nurse, that whole scene would have played out completely different. But knowing your background as watching it, it was like, oh my God, this is brilliant.
And for all of those people watching that had never seen me before, now you know why. I had that nursing background. That's what Sheila started out as, was a nurse. So
Nurse Sheila,
little white hat.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
I will never forget when I came out and that was part of my wardrobe. And I went, seriously, do they still wear these? Because I haven't seen anybody wear these at the hospitals down where I live.
No, same here. But I remember that you did have to wear that.
Kimberlin,
I did have to wear
that hospital moment when you're asleep and Finn leaves the room and it's just Steffi and Sheila. Oh, just that. I mean, the chemistry between you and Jacqueline is so phenomenal. And Steffi saying, girl, you can open your eyes now. It's just
girl, wake up, girl. I was laughing.
And I could just see Sheila just like, oh my.
Get out.
Okay. You saw me wanting to get up and headbutt her, right?
Totally. You conveyed that perfectly.
But the best was the water. I just, Steffi, please.
Oh
please,
my gosh.
Steffi. I was like, yes, that is amazing.
And Steffi was like, oh, here we go. Like, it was so, oh my God, it was so funny.
It was just brilliant. The two of you were just gold.
Oh, thank you.
Gold.
I'm so excited about working with Jacqueline. I really am. I mean, aside the fact that she's, Emmy award-winning actress, there's a reason for that. And we really feed off of each other. And it makes for some great dynamics and daytime TV. It really does. I'm anxious to see where that continues and where that goes. Because like you said, I mean, we're both very strong women. She's strong protecting him. I'm strong trying to tell her she doesn't need to. And I just want to be a part of his life. But, obviously she's worried about her grandson. She's worried about all these things. And all I'm thinking is one day they're going to need a babysitter.
That's hilarious.
Don't they want a date night every once in a while? Come on.
That's hilarious.
Well, they need a lock on the sliding glass door is what they need.
And a housekeeper.
It's always messy. It's always messy.
I go in there, it's like, what the heck?
No, we can't not talk about another great you played opposite, which was Rena Sofer when you came back the last time.
Right.
Everyone was just like, Quinn and Sheila, they were so excited. You guys had your famous fireplace poker thing fight.
Right.
So it was great and I love back when you came back just now when you were telling Carter what was going on, and she was like, and Quinn was like, not me, I didn't do nothing, I'm not doing nothing, like I didn't do anything. Can you talk about you and Rena Sofer? Because you guys had great, crazy chemistry too the last time around.
We do. We have, the thing is whenever you have two strong women in a scene playing for somebody that they love, that's when the dynamics are just unbelievable. And, once again, Sheila is staying in the Forrester house up in the guest room and so on and so forth. And her on to me, bringing in James, my ex-husband, to verify that I truly was, in the state that I was in. It made for fireworks. It truly did. But, kind of if you recall, the reason why Sheila and Eric started getting close again anyway was because of Quinn and her misdeeds. And I don't know what it is about these women. You know, they don't want the men that they're with until I want them.
Thank you. Thank
Exactly.
you. So true.
It's so true, right? It's like,
So true.
I don't understand. What am I bringing to the forefront that you didn't see before? Because Eric's an amazing man, and sexy and charming and witty and romantic. And I'm not so sure the problems that he has right now are not because of distrust issues that have built up over the years. Quite honestly, it's probably not what he thinks it is, but quite honestly, he can't love the person he's with anymore.
There you go. We said that earlier. We said it earlier.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No way.
No, seriously, you watched our show. We had to right before. We said that earlier. That's what we think.
Wow. Are we on this? We'll see. Once again, what am I doing right here? I'm protecting somebody that I love.
Right.
Did you notice that?
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
But no, we said the same
Protected.
thing. We said the same
wow.
exact thing. We think that's the problem. You know, sometimes we hold on to ideas.
I think she's the problem. I really do. I think she's the problem. That being said, I would be happy to step in and do a scene for her. You know, just a couple, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. I'm just thinking outside the box here.
Well, someone in the chat room brought up your role on Port Charles. You played Kelly Monaco's mom.
Yeah.
So I love Port Charles, and so I just want to let's mention that a little bit. How much fun was it to play over there on ABC?
You know, I had a great time playing with Kelly. I really did. It was early in her career, obviously, and they had a coach on set that would help, you know, the new actors and every day and running lines. And when I came on the show and I started playing with her, I started telling her not to worry about so much what everybody else thinks. Do what you think and what your heart thinks. And she says, but they're telling me that I said, play something real to you, not to somebody else. And that's when her character just really kind of blossomed, and we became very good friends. And I could not be more proud of her. I'm so excited for, you know, her success and what happened after that. And, you know, going on to Dancing with the Stars and doing all these really fun, fantastic things because of how popular her character became on Port Charles. A different dynamic working on that show, definitely, than Young and the Restless or Bold and the Beautiful. The shooting schedules are completely different. We go straight to rehearsal and tape on Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful, where every other show I've been on, they have a morning blocking session, not on stage, but in a room, and tell you where you're supposed to go. And there are just a lot more steps in their process. So that took a little getting used to. But other than that, I mean, they had a great cast. They really do. And I really loved working with John and Kelly. I liked that a lot. I mean, it was another great cast. It really was. And most of them, I think, are back on GH, right?
Yeah. Love them are. They're back on. Yeah, they're all doing great stuff on there. And Kelly, of course, has become the star that she is. I mean, literally.
Right.
Would you do Dance with the Stars, Kimberlin?
I would in a heartbeat. Yeah, I absolutely would. It would take a little doing for me right now because I had a horrible accident last year and I shattered my heel.
Yeah.
But yeah, my shin bone and the little bone next to it came down through my heel. So yeah, I've been in and out of surgery for the last year. I'm hoping I'll be able to walk normally by Christmas.
We're sending healing energy to you. We're saying that to you.
Thank you. Bring it on.
We're sending it. We're sending it. I also want to ask you, because you're on social media, how do you view social media? How do you view it for yourself?
Well, I try to keep my social media, you know, a safe place for everybody to view their opinions and not be hateful. I find that there's so much hate in the world today, and COVID had really opened the doors for people that had a lot more time on their hands. And in my life and in my upbringing, it takes so much more energy to be nasty than to be nice. And it really wears on you, the person, not the person you're directing it at, but you, the person that's delivering it. So, we're all going to be different. I mean, look at all four of us. We are all completely different people. And that doesn't mean that we have to impose our opinions on each other to like each other. I didn't grow up that way. Probably most of us didn't grow up that way. I have friends from all over the place, and we're friends. But the whole new order of social media and all of that is this whole, cancel you if you don't agree with people. And I don't agree with that at all. I think that's a horrible misjustice of freedom of speech. I really do. So you might not agree with the person that they're canceling, but you could be the next one they cancel.
That's true. So ladies,
Yeah.
we get to ask her one last question. We've held her time. Let's see, Amanda, is there anything you would like to ask her as we head out?
There's probably a million things. It's more of, I just want to say how amazing you are. And you're so pretty, by the way. Okay, I'm sorry. I was fangirling out for a second. Okay. I just want to say your acting is so amazing, because sometimes you don't even say anything, but I know exactly what you're thinking. I'm like, oh, Sheila's going to go do this, because just by your expression and your body language and your eyes, I can tell, oh no, Sheila's thinking this. And it's just amazing, because not everybody can do that.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I mean, if you think about real life, how many times do you say so much more without saying anything at all, right? Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Tami, Goveia.
You, as a human being, you live such a well-rounded life. Your artistic endeavors, your businesses, your family. Where would you like to see yourself artistically and personally in the next year or two?
Well, artistically, I'd love to still be playing Sheila if they keep her around. I do have another project that I've been working on for the last couple of years. It's a comedy dramedy, I guess you could say. I already have Jonathan Banks on board to be in it with me. It's this very small cast. It takes place up in Bemidji, Minnesota, on a lake, and I'll tell you more when I can.
Yes.
So yes, I'd love to be able to get that completed. We were supposed to film last year and I broke my heel. So that completely stopped that endeavor, but not permanently.
Good.
And then as far as business-wise, being broken for the last year and having COVID and all of that really allowed me to start 2 new companies. So we're launching Humankind. It actually was developed in 2018. It's an apparel company, and it's all about positive things and sayings, and they're incredibly popular up in the Dakotas. And I wanted to bring them to California and go nationwide with it. So we're working on doing that. And then I was brought on to Lavinia Capital, where we're trying to rescue companies that suffered during the COVID outbreak and try to teach people how they can restructure and whether or not it's worth the restructuring to save them, so that they can walk away with the best monetary benefit that they have. So there's a whole group of us that have come together to help save companies, and that's launching, I believe, end of October. So I keep busy.
You do.
That's amazing.
Just because you can't walk doesn't mean you can't do things, right? So that's what I did. I put my energies into something positive and stopped feeling sorry for myself that, I had some kid let go of my ladder. Yeah.
That happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
It does. Well, for me, just personally, this is like a full circle moment for me because I've been watching you for so long, and I said I got to meet you before, and you're
Right.
very sweet. And I just think that this is my network. I started a year because of the pandemic. I started a network a year ago. I'm born out of other people's networks going down. I thought I started to give people a chance. So you're on my network. I have Kimberlin Brown on my network. So thank you so
I'm
much.
excited to be here. Thank you.
Just you're now a friend to the show. You're welcome back anytime. You are
Great.
you are
I would love to.
you are a treasure. So thank you so much for your time, Kimberlin. Everybody in the chat room, please say thank you to Kimberlin Brown for being on the show today. We appreciate her, and more to watch, guys. I mean, Bold and Beautiful has been very bold these days. So we'll see what else Sheila's up to on this show. There's a lot of story left.
There's a lot of story left.
a lot left. So
a lot I can't tell you about. It'll be fun to watch. But
thank
you all so much for having me on. And once again, thank you, my fans, because I wouldn't be sitting here today if it weren't for you. So thank you.
And we will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.